From the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. It's not 200. ELEPH is 1,000. That's correct. MEAH is only 100. There's no 2. This is wrong. You can look here and see it. The word, look everywhere here. There's no 2. Okay, there's no value. It's just MEAH. It's 100. MEAH is 100. TISHIYM is 90. And Yom as days, it's only 1190. Okay, we need to get that out of the way. Also, you know, they've been signaling this. Just add a 0. You know how they dropped the 0. They were coding cream. Okay, it's 1190. It always has been. And I'm going to show you how it all fits in. It's pretty amazing. I find this really interesting because that's what all of this is about. You'll see that they erected a image to Baal, Selim image. It's an idol, and it's all, you know, the 309. Okay, so let's just here calculate the number of the beast. So you remember the George Floyd killer, supposedly his name is Derek Chauvin, and his birthday was 3/19. Well, the 319 is really important in this. 319 equals Abomination. It also equals this. And I'm kind of jumping the guns here. Let me find it. This is just, my mind is so blown right now. I can't even. So remember how we counted 726, 319 days to the eclipse? Okay. I'm jumping the gun. So 319 is very important in this. It equals 157 plus 162. Baal, heathen god. And then the word kum, which is set up or establish. It equals atzav, an idol. So it's an idol image. The idol image is the abomination. And it all started on 1/4/21. Is a total of 319 days to 11/19/21. Antiochus Epiphanes placed the pig on the altar and committed the abomination of desolation 10 days later by sprinkling the blood of the pig on the Holy of Holies. This looks like it is going to repeat. They've already set up the heathen god idol image equals 319 days. 1/4/21 to 6/10/21 eclipse. Okay. So, and then 162 days to 11/19. 162 also equals money, which is, anyway, I'm going to go over this later, but this is a complete bombshell. The abomination has set up, will be set up on 11/19/21. Just to give a little foreground, and then I'm going to show you what else I found and then come back to this later. Before we go on with this presentation, go to gematrix.org and look up DIVOC major. The link will be in the description box. That way you know what I'm talking about of the 1/4/21 date. It's very important. That is the beginning of the 1190 days of Daniel. All right, you guys, it has all come together. I would like you to take a look at the time of the end. I always knew that this was important. I just didn't have it right. But now that I have more information, and just wait until you see, what has been uncovered. Look at this timeline. Obama 32213, total of 1264 days stand. When you see the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, okay? We have 793, Shamam, desolate. We have one in between. We have another 793 days. And then we have a 1264 day period, which is Histemi, stand. When you see the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place right here. So I just wanted to show you this, and we're going to take this step by step so you guys understand everything. It's very complex information. The 1335 days I have at 4/4, 5th day of Passover, and then I have it ending on November 29th, 2021. And then what does it say? It says, let's look and see what it really said, because the codes are there that reveal that the timeline is in the correct position. Blessed, so we have the word blessed, is he that waiteth. Cometh is not correct. This is the stricken one. So someone who's, so we have blessed and we have stricken, and then we have, it's not come, okay? Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1305 and 30 days. Okay. So at the end of the 1335 days, this is the start of the 1190 days. Like I showed you, it's 1190, not, it's 1421. Go ahead and look up what that is. And I'm going to prove to you that they set up the idol, and it's idolatrous. The idol is, it worships Baal. I mean, it's just going to blow you away. But we have, from that date, the abomination being set up is 254 days to Yom Kippur, 9/15/2021. 254 equals blessed. Then from 9/15/2021 to 11/29/2021, Kislev, the date that I've been talking about, the date that the Antichrist type figure Antiochus Epiphanes sacrificed the pig on the altar and sprinkled the blood on the Holy of Holies. We find the word, the stricken word. So let's go ahead and look at it. You can see it's 75 here, and the word is Naka, smitten, stricken. So it's this word, Naga. So Naka is a little bit different than Naga, but they're the same. It's to be stricken, the stricken one. So blessed is he that waiteth, and not waiteth. Blessed is the stricken one, 1335 days. Okay, those codes are there where I have placed the 1335 days ending on 11/29/2021. So we have blessed and we have the stricken word, Naka. And then we have, from the beginning of the 1335 days, 4/4/18, the 5th day of Passover, 1006 days to the DIVOC major mandate, federal mandate. The start of the 1190 days is a total of 1006, which equals wait. Shamar, wait. So all the words are there. That passage is fulfilled within that date range. We have blessed, we have the wait word, and we have the stricken word. It all fills in 1335 To make it very clear, the 3 words that it said in regards to the 1335 days in Daniel are all filled out perfectly. So we have blessed, and then we have stricken, or wait, and then we have stricken, okay? And then so we have 3 words that fill out the date ranges between holy days and eclipses. We have the 5th day of Passover in 2818, 1006 days, it equals Shamar, which is wait. And then that takes us to the DIVOC major mandate. That's 1421, 254 days to Yom Kippur 9/15/2021. That's blessed. 254 equals blessed. And then we have stricken from Yom Kippur 9/15/21 to. So that all equals 1335. That passage of scripture is fulfilled. All of that equals 1335. Look, 1335 days. You can see there. And then we have the 3 words. Blessed is the stricken one that waits 1335 days. I'll prove to you it's stricken, it's not cometh. Strike, stricken. Let me just make this bigger so you can see exactly how it lines up. And then we have stricken. So wait, blessed, stricken, 1335 days fulfilled between 4/14/18 and 11/29. Super important date. They named the metaverse after that date. Meta. Look. The metaverse. Okay. So next I want to go to, this is a mess. This is where I'm going to be pulling all of my important codes from. So the Lord placed these eclipses. Okay, so we had on 12/14, we had 12/11 going this way and 12/11 going the other way. The reason being it marks the end of the 1190 days, as you can see right here. Okay, let me pull that down for you right in front of my face. Okay, the DIVOC major mandate on 1/4/21 was a huge date. It was the beginning of the 1190 days. I will show you how the elites telegraphed this in a very sneaky way. But it is 1190 days to for April 8th, 2024. And that is the end of the 1190 days. After that, we have Kodesh, the holy place. Kodesh, the holy place. And you see the code here starting on November 30th, one day after he commits the abomination of desolation. 1264 days all the way to 5/17/25, but the eclipse 4/8/24, that's the holy place that he stands in. You can see how perfectly laid out this is. 1264 on one end, 1264 on one end, 793, which happens to be the gematria of his name. There's 3, so the one, when you see the abomination, on the wing of abomination shall come one who makes desolate. Okay, this is super complicated, but I laid it all out and I figured out what they were doing with George Floyd. Okay, Okay, so George Floyd was on 5/25. Within that story, they showed George Floyd with a picture of this beer. Look at this is backwards. Okay, remember the picture of the beer? Everybody wondered. I'm going to spell it backwards and pull the gematria of it so you can see it. 224, okay? Money, his death, 5/25 plus 224 days is the DIVOC major mandate, the federal mandate on 1/4/21. The next step is, Jimmy Fallon kept saying 83. That's where the 83 comes in here. So 2183, because they were going to code this for a specific reason. Derek Chauvin, his gematria is, they were laying out when the 1190 was to start by doing this charade. 726. His birthday was 3/19. Okay, so here's 726 and then added 3/19 days here. Okay, and then I realized that that was the date of the eclipse on June 10, 21. Okay, and then there is 162 days over here. When I was doing calculations on other things, okay, once I figured this out, I saw that they did this pattern twice because they actually were coding this. There's 319 days from 1/4/21 to November 19th, 2021. The date that the Antichrist placed pig on the temple. The longest blood moon of the century. There's 319 days. So that's what they were pointing to. Look how it's a mirror. So there's 319 days and then 162. Except on this side, look, 319 days here and then 162. $319 days and 162. Do you see how they're shifting it over? Do you see how that they kind of created it like a mirror effect? So that's what that was all about. They really were coding this date here, 1/4/21. And just so you know what that date means, DIVOC major mandate is the abomination that maketh desolate. It's this in Greek. They equal the same thing. And I'll prove it to you. Because from here to November 19th, the longest blood moon of the century is 319 days. That's why Derek Chauvin's birthday was 319. But it equals abhorred, abomination. The word is bash. To be abhorred, abomination. So they're setting up the abomination. Okay. Why did they code see this 6/10/21 from Derek Chauvin gematria 726. So 726, 319 days to the eclipse. I knew they were pointing to the eclipse. So it turns out 1/4/21 is 157 days in between. And that equals, so they're setting up the idol that causes abhorrence, the abhorrent idol, and it also is Baal. a heathen god. That's why I keep seeing Baal in there. They keep calling the DIVOC major, they keep putting Baal with it and stuff. Okay, so this is an idol to Baal, basically. To be completely amazed, the astonishing, dreadful thing, 157. 157 is to set up. So here, I mixed that up. So it's to set up, okay, to erect, set up, basically. All right, and then, okay, and then we have 6/10/21 to 11/19. We have 162 days. That's Selim image. So there's that. I've been bringing this out for a couple of years. I kept seeing them talking about the image, Selim image. So they're setting up the abomination, the image, the idol. So basically, they've erected an image of Baal. So here from 11/29, we have 860 days. So tamam is cease. I'm going to show you the sacrifice and offering, how it will cease. But also set up is Natan. So they set up the Bash, the disgusting thing that causes abomination. The 1190 spoken of in Daniel is a total of 319 Baash days from 1/4/21 to 11/19/21 plus 10 days, and then 11/29 we have 861 days, and that is Natan, which is set up. So set up the abomination that causes desolation. An idol. Here's abomination right here. Okay. And then it causes the sacrifice and offering to cease. I'm going to put this in black right here. So you can see that it ends here at 4/8/24, of which we received a witness. So look at the witness points to that date too. Because from 4/8/24 we have 404 days to the end of the 3.5 years, 5/17/25, and that's Kodesh, and that's holy place. And you can see him standing in the holy place. It's also Egypt. So you can see that starts here at 11/29. So he stands in the holy place, showing that he is God. But it's all here, and so that's what the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd thing was about. This is why they showed the Anna Roque picture with George Floyd. He died on 5/25. They showed him the picture because this was the true count of the 319 days that they were pointing to with the Derek Chauvin March 19 code. Okay. And that goes to 11/19/21. We see that the sacrifices cease, and then the disgusting thing, abomination, is set up 11/29, and then the 1190 days end on 4/8/24. There are 3.5 years from, there's 1259 days from December 6th. George Perry Floyd, look at his name, is 1206 and 1259. Okay, so from December 6th, if you add 1259 days, it takes you to here, right here. So do you see how they coded this? George Floyd, Anna Roque. backwards. And then that is the start of the 1190 days, okay? George Perry Floyd equals 119 in simple gematria. They know it's 1190 days. They were coding 119 so much. Okay, and then we have the witness from God. Basically, look, that ends at the same time here. And then there's another 404 days, holy place. So he'll stand in the holy place. So let me show you how the sacrifice and offering will cease. So this word MEAH, offering, you remember the Great Conjunction? Well, that was very important. I'm going to turn this black because it's part of it. So the sacrifice and offering, he shall cause it to cease. Do you look how the word cease lines up the same day there? That's the 1129 date. Okay, so the MEAH offering ceased. And then he also set up the abomination. Abomination is 916 Yom Kippur plus 935 days. That also goes to the holy place. Abomination and the holy place. Okay, so we have the word offering. And then we have God. Adon is God. So he shall sit. I haven't found the sit one. But God, Adon, Lord or God. That is, these eclipses were very important, you guys, and the holy days. So that's Yom Kippur to 1119. That fills in that word there. Oh, the sacrifice and the offering to cease. Okay, the sacrifice was from 916, coded into history from 916 Yom Kippur, 916 to 1129. That's why the metaverse coding happened. That's why they call it the metaverse, because they're anticipating these things. And then let's see. To zoom, to place, to set an idol. Okay, so we have the temple MEAH sanctuary from the Great Conjunction Saturn, Moon, Jupiter. Okay, so the temple is coded into history from the Saturn conjunction on 6/8/20 to Yom Kippur 9/15/21 is 464 days. 464 equals MEAH, which is temple. And then Yom Kippur 9/15/21 to 11/19/21 is 65. That fulfills the God part, you know, the temple of God. 65 days, 65 equals Adon, which is God or Lord. So he shall set himself in the temple of God, proclaiming that he is God. MEAH, so the temple of God, because God was right here. 65 days to, this is an important time we're coming up on. They've been hectically coding about it, and you see why. Look at it. So the sacrifice and offering, and then to cease. So where does it cease? It ceases 11/29, the date of the abomination. Okay. Again, to recap, this is the abomination of desolation. I can't say it in my video. Look at that word. It's backwards. Just read it the other way. E-D to, wait. E-T-A-D-N-A-M. M. Okay, that's it. That's backwards. And then this is a code word. It's an exact substitution for blank. Okay. These two are backwards. Just read those the other way. This is a code word. Look it up. This is the same as I already brought out. I'm going to do it again as Veldugma Eremosus, which is Abomination of Desolation. DIVOC Major 1421. It's the abomination that maketh desolate is when it was set up. Okay, 1421 to 1129 20. Oh, it's 19. Yeah. So, wow, surprise. That's the code for, you know, remember Derek Chauvin's birthday. That must just be a total coincidence, isn't it? So, yeah, they did that whole thing on purpose, just like I showed you. Because 319, again, I just wanted to solidify this in your minds, is abomination. Okay, so 319 is the word bash. Here, watch. Bash. It really means, it doesn't mean stinky. And I've been seeing Kelly Ripa, believe you me, she's been doing that stinky. Scrunching up her nose. She did it in her show so many times when they were talking about Obama behind the scenes because they worship and serve Satan. Anyway, so this is the thing to be abhorred and abomination, okay? So this is the abomination. And yeah, it stinks. So we'll have 1190 days. We have Kodesh, holy place. Then the end here is 3.5 years from, let's see. So there's a couple different ways you can figure this out. So there's 1260 days from December 4th to 5/17, and so that's also an eclipse. But I did want to share with you something I found which was really cool and might give you guys some hope here. So the passage where the woman will fly to her place is filled out here. So November 19th is 162 days. That's the word UWPH, oof, I think, oof, for fly. And that goes to a partial eclipse on April 30, 22. Then there's 709 days to the solar eclipse on 4/8/24. And then, so that's Isha, woman, is a value of 709, and it's 709 days. And then the total solar eclipse on 4/8/24, we have this word Kadesh. So there's 404 days to 5/17, and that's a sacred place in the desert. And so the woman will fly to the sacred place in the desert. I found an escape word over here that ends, and it also means sacred place in the desert, and it ends on 1119 as well. $585, Palat, escape, Mitka, place in the desert. So the words in the Holy Scriptures are definitely being filled out here. This is the end times calendar, if you will. Look how perfect this is. Starting on 3/22/13, Obama stood in Jerusalem. 1264 days is a value of stand. 9/6/16 was an important day. To 793. Then we have campfire. Campfire 325 days.
I'm here to tell you, Iowa, he is the one. He is the one. Barack Obama.
On the wing of abomination shall come one who makes desolate. From 322:13, when he was standing in Bethlehem, the holy place, the timeline goes like this: 1264 days, his demi stand, and then 793 days, and that equals desolation, or the gematria of his name. Then 325 days, which equals 1, plus 793 days, which equals desolation, or his name again, and then 1264 again, which is his demi stand. So he is getting ready to stand in the holy place, and that happens on 1264 code begins on 11:30, the day after 11:29. Then we have Rosh Hashanah. We have 793 days again. Look at the perfect pattern. That is not there by chance. And then we had the Martyrs witness pointing us that this was an important date, and that's the end of the 1190 days that started when they did the... Speaking of this word, what you see right here, it's backwards. A-D-N-A-M. Okay. All right. So there is meta DNA. Do you see that? Okay, and then so meta is Obama image is the same. So we can add that. And then guess what we find here? This is the revelation of the red dragon. Yep. Also 19. No wonder why. Okay. So when we can leave that and then add that and see. So this is DIVOC, that's backwards. And then that's the exact substitution for something you have to look up. And let's see what we find here. Saturn worship. The real truth is in the words. So they're doing that word, but it breaks down to ETA-DNAM, which is meta-DNA. Meta equals Obama image. So combine the two, Obama image DNA. So they're doing the DIVOC major, so I combine the two. Obama image DNA with DIVOC major, since Obama image DNA equals that word, and that equals Saturn worship. So people don't even know what they're doing when they do this. When they're doing the ETA-DNAM, when they're going along with it, they don't know what words they're being cursed with. I know this is hard because I have to use code words now, or let's do it one more time. ETA-DNAM. Meta DNA is hidden in those words. Okay? All right. So meta is Obama image. And so we're just going to put Obama image back with DNA since we decoded that. Right? And so this is synonymous with that. Okay, so we're just going to do DIVOC major, and that equals, so that equals Saturn worship, and it's the same as Obama image DNA. Saturn worship is the same here. Okay, Saturn worship. But here, when we just use, instead of using this, because that equals the ETA-DNAM word. Okay, I have to say it this way. Then we get both Saturn worship equals 1708, and we get the Beldugma Eremosis, abomination of desolation. So check this out. So Obama image DNA, DIVOC major is Saturn worship. So check this out. DIVOC major is sun worship. I'm not scrolling down because they'll give me a strike. You'll have to look yourself. Just type in these exact words. Is sun worship. So let's click into that. So we're going to take out sun to see what it reveals. So Satan equals sun. Okay, Satan equals sun. So now we're going to put in the worship word back in. And that is 978. And that is the value of his name. Okay, so now let's look up Saturn worship, the New World Order. Wow. Okay, so let's take out this and put DIVOC major in, because that's what we learned it was. There's the date. Check this out and have your mind blown. Like my mind is blown. If you don't know what happened on this date, then just please go look it up. March 11, 2020 to November 29 is 628 days. Valdugma Eramosis, 628. This is serious stuff, you guys. Bedelugma, I have it spelled right here though. Bedelugma, because I copied it. I made sure to copy it correctly. Erema, so you could see that that is about the abomination, and then eremosis is the desolation. So from 3/11/2020 to 11/29/21 is another bombshell. That's 628, and it's Beldugma eremosis, abomination of desolation. Careful out there. Time is dwindling down. The timeline reveals the 1335 days is perfectly coded. All three of the words are there that were in Daniel, which talks about the 1335 days. 4/4/2018 to 11/19 or 11/29, sorry, 11/29, 1335 days. Shamar, wait, blessed, and the stricken one. Those are all three of the words that were used besides the number 1335 in the prophecy of Daniel. 4/4/18, 5th day of Passover, 2, DIVOC major, ETA DNA M day, 1/4/21, 1006 days. 1006 equals Shamar, wait. Then that date to Yom Kippur, 9/15/21, is 254 days, and that equals blessed, Barak. Then 9/15/21 to 11/29/21, Kislev 25, the date Antioch is fulfilled, a type of the abomination of desolation, is 75 days, and 75 equals Naka, stricken. Daniel 12:12 fulfilled from 4/4/18 to 11/29/21, 1335 days. Blessed, wait, stricken one. Okay, blessed the stricken one who waits. 1335 days. Okay, this is the map of the end times. I'm going to leave a link for you to study, There's just a lot of codes up here. You can, I think I'll leave it so you can edit them, so you can move them up and down to match them like I do, so you can mess with them and see, because they line up. Like, you'll have to see what lines up with what, is what I'm saying. Like, what is going to cease. So you'll see if you just go, if you go up and find out what it lines up with, the MEAH, the offering, will cease.
And also, it references the biblical story of Lot.
So we can
Time cover, it's last call. Then they show a storm, which they've been warning of. And then the White House. They switch over to a feed of the volcano, La Palma volcano. There's just a lot of signs. There's a lot of messages. Get on the ark. His name is Jesus Christ. In Hebrew, his name is Yeshua. And it says, in that day, anyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Time is running out. Get saved.